NOLA, show me the party. Let me hear the people say, hey, I'm in the NOLA, show me the good food. Let me hear the people say, hey, I'm in.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Lanyard Podcast with your man Big Pop. And I guess we got to talk about another Saints loss. It's growth. We're gonna keep going over that. It's growth, but man, sometimes these growing pains, and this one hurt today. But before we get started, man, shout out to Cash Money and No Limit for putting on the verses yesterday. You know, a lot of positivity coming out of that. You got Birdman at the end, but still, it was good to see. Good to see that they put on for the city. No limit. They did their thing. I think they destroyed Cash Money. But everybody's missing some heavy hitters. We all know who they are. So I would like to see that come together again. Maybe this time we add Wayne, we add Mr. You never know. But um, shout out to Pocketsfield Records. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. We was on that ass back in the day. We was on that ass. All right, so getting into this game, here where the Saints dropped one to the Buccaneers. They are now 1-7. The final score on this one was 23-3. So team stats. First down, Buccaneers had 14, Saints had 17. Third down efficiency, Bucs were 3 of 13, Saints 8 of 16. Fourth down, Bucs were 1 of 2, Saints were 2 of 4. Rushing yards 88 for the Bucs, 48 for the Saints. Passing yards 124 for the Bucs, 227 for the Saints. Total yards 212 to 275. Sacks, the Bucs had 5 sacks. The Saints had 3. Um, Interceptions, the Bucs didn't throw any. The Saints threw 2. Punts, the Bucs punted 3 times for a 50-yard average, and the Saints punted 3 times for a 40-yard average. Penalties, Bucs had 4 for 26. Saints had 8 for 40. The Saints lost a couple of fumbles. The Bucs didn't. They lost one. And time of possession, Bucs 32-56 to the Saints 27-04. So I don't know. Despite the Saints having some kind of gaudy numbers in this box score, it wasn't close. It was never close. The Saints were never in this game. Um, and the big talking point is the quarterback switch. So now Spencer Rattler was pulled. He was benched for Tyler Shuck. And is it just going to be for this game? Is it going to be going forward for the rest of the season? Unless Shuck is a total disaster. And to be totally honest with you, man, I can't see them going back to Spencer Rattler. This is Kellen Moore's pick. I think at some point, regardless of what Spencer Rattler had done throughout the season, Shuck was going to be put in there at some point. So I think this is his time, and we'll just have to tune in to see what he does. I mean, he has a live arm. Uh, he looked accurate for the most part. He looked like he knew what he was doing, but of course he's a rookie, so he's gonna make mistakes. Um, but honestly, he really looks like a bigger version of Spencer Rattler. So we'll see, man. We got to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, this is the lost season, so all we can do is hope and pray, or watch and not cry, or But so going into some of these individual stats here, Rattler was 16 of 21 for 136 yards with an interception. Um, Sacked 3 times. Tyler Shuck was 17 of 30, 128 yards, um, 1 interception, 2 sacks. For rushing, Kamara had 6 attempts for 21 yards. Rattler had 3 for 12. Tyler Shuck 3 for 12. Taysom Hill had 2 attempts for 6 yards, and Chris Olave had 1 attempt for -3 yards. Okay, receiving. Rashid Shaheed 9 catches for 75 yards. Um, on 12 targets. Chris Olave 12 targets, 8 catches, 63 yards. Jawan Johnson had 8 targets, 5 catches, 53 yards. AK had 2 targets, 2 catches, 24 yards. Brandon Cooks 4 targets, 3 catches, 22 yards. Devin Neal 3 catches, 11 yards. Vele 1 catch, 10 yards, and Taysom Hill 1 catch, 6 yards. Kicking Groupie just 1 field goal. Um, so I guess if you don't give him the extras, he can't mess it up, right? I was so excited to talk about the defense today, and just I don't know, the offense put me in kind of a funky mood, just not being able to capitalize and you know score. I guess the name of the game, score. But uh, Demario Davis, 4 tackles, 7 assists. Um, Reed had 4 tackles, 3 assists, half a sack. Uh, Kool Aid, 3 tackles, 1 assist. Sanker had 3 tackles, 1 assist. Gotcha, 2 tackles, 4 assists. Rumpf had 2 tackles, 2 assists. And then Alante Taylor, 2 tackles. Howden, 2 tackles. Quincy Riley, 2 tackles. Chase Young, big game from him. The strip sack, of course, 1 tackle, 3 assists, and a sack and a half. So really good game from Chase Young. We need more of that. We could have used a lot of that in the beginning of the year, but man was hurt, so par for the course, I guess. Uh, Pete Werner, 1 tackle, 3 assists. Nathan Shepard, 1 tackle, 2 assists, and a sack. Um, Jonathan Bullard, 1 tackle, 1 assist. Stallbird, 1 tackle, 1 assist, and then Burgess, 1 tackle. So, but yeah, man, the defense played their hearts out today. It's like they had something to prove to Baker, who just called him out, whatever, gave them some bulletin board material. But I don't know. It's always something with this team. It's either defense plays good, offense doesn't. Offense plays good, defense doesn't. Defense plays good, but special teams loses the game. So, we can never get a complete game from this team. And I understand it's a rebuild, and I don't, I don't know. They should have started the rebuild years ago, honestly, and we probably would be in a different space right now. Who knows? But the way Mickey makes draft picks, you never know. You never know. So all we can do is sit back and watch and support the team, support the guys, support the quarterback, honestly, because I read a lot of comments and a lot of different uh, Saints content creators. I look at a lot of their stuff, and not saying that the content creators are doing this, but the fans in the comments, it's either Shuck or Rattler. It's either Rattler or Shuck, and who's better, and who. And Honestly, neither one of those guys are really that good. Honestly, um, so let's support them as they learn on the job training. Let's support them as they grow. You know, our quarterback of the future probably not on this roster, so we'll just have to see. You know, we have what 9, 10 games left, so we'll just have to roll with Shuck and see what he can do. I just don't think that there's no going back to Spencer Rattler now. Um, but yeah, I don't know. 1-7, man. I thought that it was gonna be a bad year, but I didn't think that it was gonna be this. You know, but I guess, like I said, it comes with the rebuild. It comes with the growth. Um, and just trying to get back to that dominant presence that we once were. Man, I remember a time in the dome, people would be scared to come to the dome just because they knew the onslaught that was coming. But those days are long gone, and we have to find a new. We have to find a new quarterback, a new running back, new wide receiver. You know, offensive line is, I don't want to say it's set because I still think on the interior we need some help, some serious help. But yeah, new tight end, definitely new tight end. Jawan Johnson got to go. I'm sorry. Um, New cornerbacks, new defensive linemen, new edge rushers, new linebackers. Everything is new. New coaches. Everything needs to be new. You know, uh, change the uniform. Do something. Come on, Gail. Put some money up. Um, but yeah, I don't know. This one was really disappointing because it's a division rival, and you always get up for the division rivals, especially ones that kind of have a lead on you. But they always seem to be good games. But I don't know, this year, man, it's just gonna be, mm, if you can't get up for a division game, what can you get up for? So, so that's gonna do it for this episode of the Lanyard Podcast. Uh, Recapping the Saints versus Bucs. Saints lose, go to 1-7. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Let's chop it up a little bit. Let's see what's happening. See if we can come up with the solution. Because Mickey is watching. I know you watching, Mickey. I see you watching. Anyway, Pels on Monday, Pels tomorrow. Got to get that win against the 0-3 Celtics. Boy, they're going to be mad. Man, look, we got to get that win, though. We got to get that win. No ifs, ands, or buts. Zion got to go for 40. Trey got to go for 40. Poole got to go for 40. Whatever we got to do, we got to get that win. Lanyard Podcast on all social networks and on YouTube. Y'all holler at me in the comments. I'll be there. Peace.
I'm in the NOLA, show me the party. Let me hear the people say, hey. I'm in the NOLA, show me the good food. Let me hear the